Are teachers who come into Oklahoma from certain states too woke to teach here? The superintendent says he wants to create a test to find out. This is called the America First Assessment. I would love to ask all of you, what do you make of this test, Dr. Polk?
I get in regards of others coming into the state to ensure that they line up with our values for Oklahoma. I get that, but I think we may have use that term too loosely, where it almost instructs fear in others to be woke or not woke. I need clarification. I hear it over and over again. I need clarification in order for me in regards of what does woke mean.
So do you think we should be turning teachers away from other states if they maybe align with a certain ideology?
Not necessarily turn others away, but how do we take care of the ones that are here?
Well, and what's the problem that this is trying to solve is my big question. And I think what it's really doing is it's causing a bigger problem for us. We have a humongous teacher shortage in this state. Our emergency certified numbers continue to increase every single year, and yet now we're trying to say that we don't want teachers from states where, according to the data that's out there, they're performing at a higher level than Oklahoma. So they must have some quality teachers there. We're saying we don't want those people in our class. I want those people in my classroom. Right now, I'd be willing to bet all of us have some vacancies at our schools right now. And if there was somebody that applied from New York, California, Alaska, Hawaii, I want them. I want them. If they are a qualified teacher and they're going to do good for my students, I want them. You can have whatever political ideology you want. When you're in that classroom, I expect you to teach the standards. And that's what our educators do. And if the thought process here is that you have to align with a particular value set in order to work in Oklahoma, we're not going to have people working in Oklahoma. That's going to be a huge problem. But the thing is that whether or not this can even happen is a big question mark, because there are statutes regarding reciprocity that's already in place. But the damage is already done. That is a national headline that Oklahoma does not want teachers from New York and California. We're trying to recruit people into this profession and into this state. And even the people that are in the state that may be considering this as a profession are now wanting to backtrack on that because they don't feel like that they're going to be welcomed into the classrooms, and that is far from the truth.
I think woke is just a term that's thrown around to get people riled up. I don't know that it really has an operational meaning. I'm with Dr. Perez in that I'm mindful of the fact that the legislature cleared the way a few years ago for reciprocity between states. Teachers want to move in from another state, their certification counts. They don't have to go through that whole process here. That was huge for us. And in a military community where we have soldiers come in and their spouses want to teach, that's been a real blessing for us. I don't want a military family to have to take a woke test when they come in and a spouse wants to come teach in Mid-Del Public Schools. It just absolutely doesn't make any sense at all.
It really goes into the local control. We have the opportunity to interview. We all interviewed people coming in, right? Let us make the decision, the teachers that fit our school district and our classes.